What do you want to talk about?
Wrestling! And here!
Wrestling?
Why?
It's wrestling.
It's wrestling.
Why? Why?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Why not? Why not?
It's fake.
Fake? What the hell are you talking about? Fake? It's not fake.
Fake.
Wrestling's not fake!
Okay, wrestling.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Welcome you to this week's Spot Show live stream. Appreciate everybody tuning in this week. Hopefully I sound good. Hopefully everybody can see. Whoops. Hopefully everybody can see me. It's kind of bright. Light's not that great. Gonna have to do some adjusting there soon, one day. Anyway, as you see, I am in Rockin' Rock Mart, Georgia, at the elegant Econo Lodge and Suites this week. But good thing I will be home. As far as I know, I will be home tomorrow night. Thank goodness for Wrestling Gold Friday night. And home, and don't really have to tone down my voice too much. Sometimes when I'm here, I call it my NPR voice. Hi, this is NPR. I just had a brain fart. I was going, what's the name of that show that's always on NPR? Or I don't even know if it's on NPR anymore. Anyway, that's enough of that goofing around stuff. We're here to talk about the sport of professional wrestling. But before we get to that, if you're watching this live, join us in the chat. Give us your opinion on anything I talk about this evening, or just, hey, sometimes we go off on a tangent, start talking about other things. So I got a feeling we're going to do that tonight. Got a question to ask people if anybody's on here. Let's see. So yeah, join us in the chat. If you're not watching this live, again, the comment section is downstairs, so leave a comment, or if you're watching live or not so live, a friendly hello works just fine, just like Joe King here. What's going on? That works too. What's going on, Joe? Just another wonderful week here in Rockmart, Georgia. We got we're starting to go vertical with the building now, sort of. Got the footings poured, so stem walls will go in next week, I think, and maybe start pouring a slab and everything. So hopefully that works out well. By the way, let me go ahead and apologize. I'm the worst person about this kind of stuff, but got a couple of friends, Cuckoo and Vita, wrestling. Go to wrestling, or they go to like every wrestling show in Georgia. So we run it. Me and my brother Joe, as always, run into them wherever because they go to them all. But recently, Cuckoo had a heart procedure done. He's starting to get around a little better. Talked to her a little bit the other day because, like I said, I am the worst about keeping in contact with people, believe it or not. But yeah, just keep Cuckoo and Vita and your thoughts, prayers, well wishes, whatever suits you. That does work out pretty good. Guess there's some good people. I'll give a shout out to good people, But so now I got that part of the way. Now they'll still feel a little guilty. It's like, like I said, sometimes we go on a tangent. I'm the worst at contacting people. I really am. had to apologize to her. It's like, just, DM'd her on Facebook. And the other day, it's like, I apologize. I didn't do this sooner, but hopefully he's doing okay and everything. But yeah, I just want to, put it out there too to, hey, those extra well wishes, thoughts, prayers, um, man, sometimes they work. And like I said, right now, she said he's doing a little better. Um, so hopefully he's still on the road to a speedy recovery. Um, so yeah, if you're joining us in the chat, also if you dig this, a regular guy talking shit about the sport of professional wrestling, hey, help your boy out. Hit that like button. Also, another thing that's really helpful be for you to be a champ and click on that subscribe button. See, I just totally off my game, like I had game. But so yeah, hit that subscribe button and all that good stuff. That helps me out a lot. Plus, it's been a long week. Just so excited to go home tomorrow. That's a big thing. I get to go home tomorrow, and so far I do not have to work Saturday. Oh, by the way, let me do the usual thing too. How am I sounding? How's it looking? I know it's a little. It looks like I'm on what do you call that thing? Skype. I know Skype's not around no more, but uh, that's what kind of looks like to me. It's kind of blurry a little bit. But is the sound coming in okay? No fading in and out or anything like that? Because according to this little thing here, thingamajig, gimmick here, it should be coming in pretty good. But yeah, how am I sounding? I see it's excellent. Everything's all good. All right, cool. So let's get this thing going with get some AEW news right now. Let's see. Gotta get my notes here. Oh, son of a bee sting. All right, AEW TV is safe for now. AEW's television future remains secure following the Warner Brothers Discovery's rejection of Paramount takeover proposal. Paramount's ambitious bid to acquire Warner Bros. Discovery has been declined, a decision that has for now safeguarded AEW's presence on cable television. According to a report from Bloomberg, Warner Bros. Discovery turned down the acquisition proposal from Paramount Skydance Corporation, which was valued at approximately $20 per share. Company representatives reportedly viewed the offer as undervaluing Warner Bros. Discovery overall market worth. That's if you keep up with that stuff, the Peacemaker didn't do too well in the theaters, and they spent, well, not in theaters, but Peacemaker didn't do too well on HBO Max, and I know that was a hefty price tag for that. Also, the new Superman did not do too good. It either depends on who you listen to. Either didn't make money or it broke even. It wasn't a huge success. But the new Conjuring movie made some money. They made they made their money and enough money to make probably two more if they wanted to. Anyway, like I said, let's go off on a tangent there. Despite this rejection, Paramount is said to be exploring additional avenues to pursue the merger. These options could include submitting a reverse bid, appealing directly to shareholders, or seeking a new financial partnership to strengthen a future proposal. Had the takeover proceeded, it could have significantly reshaped the media and sports broadcasting landscape, particularly in the realm of professional wrestling. AEW's weekly programming is currently broadcast on Warner-owned networks, TBS, and TNT, while WWE's partnership organization UFC recently signed a substantial content agreement with Paramount Plus and CBS. This potential overlap or overlap raised considerable speculation about the future of AEW's television rights. However, for now, Warner Bros. Discovery's decision provides a degree of stability for AEW's cable presence. The company previously announced plans to restructure their operations into two primary divisions, global networks and streaming and studios by 2026, with AEW currently falling under the global network division. So I think we've mentioned it. I think I've mentioned it a lot of times when talking about AEW. It's like, man, um, these declining ratings and staying south of 600,000. Sometimes I just jump up to 700,000 viewers, but that decline is not appealing to potential buyers to a network, or if a network comes in like Paramount and they say, "Oh, man, like this I just mentioned. Wow, we got the first Conjuring movie that came out days ago. Beat that in a day. I think when the new Superman movie debuted on HBO Max, it did pretty well. Funny, we can hear about that kind of stuff, but we don't hear AEW's a bit. But speaking of other AEW news, just briefly, if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Find it. And of course, this is according to the intranet. Oops, wrong button. Bear with me, folks. Didn't prepare for this, but it was kind of one of those interesting deals. Let's see if it's on this page. Oh, come on. It might not be. Oh, okay, here we go. This is something I kind of read this afternoon. AEW reportedly came close to launching a full-scale training facility that would have formalized its developmental system. According to a new report from Fightfield Select, the AEW talent currently has access to a smaller building with a ring for practice. The company had explored a much more structured professional setup earlier into 2025, designed to be led by several respected veterans that they don't like to listen to. At one point, serious discussions were held about establishing a training center in Asheville, North Carolina. The location was chosen strategically to accommodate a group of experienced trainers who could shape the next generation of AEW stars. Names reportedly linked to leading the project included Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler, FTR, Beth Phoenix, and Adam Copeland, professionally known as Edge, who together would form a coaching team with decades of collective experience across major wrestling promotions. Plans had apparently progressed far enough to begin influencing individual career decisions. The report noted that Sting's son, Stephen Border, had been set to travel to Asheville for training, as he was expected to take part in the early stages of the proposed program. However, despite the advanced talks and high-profile figures involved, AEW's plans for an Asheville training facility were ultimately dropped. Internal sources indicate that the primary reason behind the decision came down to the significant cost associated with establishing and maintaining the center. The idea of a dedicated development system has circulated within AEW for quite some time. Prior to the Asheville proposal, Fightful had reported the decision for Ace Steel to lead a similar project before he eventually departed, or his eventual departure from the company. And this is another thing I've kind of talked about. Uh, Man, they needed a way to help develop talent. You can't do it on with. You can't just sign a bunch of people that you're not going to show on Wednesday night, Thursday night. Nobody's. I say nobody. Um, One of these days I will research it. If anybody knows, let me know. How many subscribers does the Ring of Honor uh, streaming network have, and how many of those actually watch it week by week by week, and they don't just have it to watch older stuff. Which that's about the only reason I would like to get it. But uh, I would say a little bit lack of funds right now to dive deep in that one. But hello, Brenda Watson. But they still need something. If I mean, they could. I know one FW sometimes. It's a promotion in Georgia, One Fall Wrestling in Georgia. Has some Ring of Honor people, namely the Guns and QT Marshall. They have them at their shows. Uh, and they have the what do you call it? The frat boys, uh, the frat house. Yeah, that one. They've been on a couple of their shows too. And man, they're good. They're entertaining as fuck. But uh, that's probably what they need to do. They need to kind of give a little money to an independent, um, to have some of these people go and work on a 2 week, 3 week, or like I said, maybe a couple of them. Um, like OVW did. It was Danny Davis's wrestling school, and this is what Jim Cornette said about it when he uh, approached Vince about this at the time. So he was apparently in Kentucky for vacation, ran into Nightmare Danny Davis, not evil referee Danny Davis, Nightmare Danny Davis, or Smoky Mountain Wrestling fans would know as or Nitro Danny Davis. But yeah, Nightmare Danny Davis. He started a wrestling school called Ohio Valley Wrestling, and when Jim Cornette was there, he visited school. It was a nice facility. They ran shows every so often. So Jim Cornette kind of got back south. Uh, uh, yeah, you just can't. Southern boys or Southern folks living in the, well, I mean, yeah, maybe women, but Southern boys, we go up north, it's like, okay, it's too effing cold. And even when it's cold, it ain't like going downtown Manhattan and, climb up a tree and hunt. But other than that, what happened here? Okay. But yeah, or fish in. I don't know. You might be able to fish in Hudson. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, it's cold. People are rude. No, a little hoity-toity. No, not for me. Like the, I'm pretty sure Jim, as boisterous as he is, likes the simple life. Simple Kentucky life, and like me, I would enjoy the simple Georgia life or Texas. I would move to Texas, maybe Tennessee, but I digress. But anyway, again, going off on a tangent. But so he, went to Vince and said, hey, let's, kind of, I can go down there and kind of oversee it. Bring talent down, give them some money to help facilitate some stuff, then uh, develop stars of the future. And hey, it worked. John Cena was kind of trained, but Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, Shelton Benjamin, the final seasoning up of CM Punk and John Cena, just to name a few, that's came through Ohio Valley Wrestling. So that's one of those things that maybe Tony Khan, you don't need a huge facility right now. You can just kind of just find a good school. I thought I was almost thinking the Nightmare Factory, Cody Rhodes' school, but I guess since Cody Rhodes is in uh, WWE, I think that's the whole deal about One Fall. One Fall was Turnbuckle Championship Wrestling, but that was a little too much ties with the Rhodes family because Dusty had a independent promotion in Georgia after WCW closed down called Turnbuckle Championship Wrestling. But then they switched to One Fall. I mean, it's not owned by the Rhodes or anything, but they did have, and I think they still do, a lot of the Nightmare Factory trainees. So, if not that, just it don't have to be one, be a couple, but and again, you own Ring of Honor, and just bite the bullet, man. Just talk to Warner Brothers and say, look, we're honest here. Nobody's really watching Rampage. Is Rampage even still come on Fridays? And nobody gives a shit about Collision. So why don't we just, have this other promotion called Ring of Honor, and I I need to help develop, future talent using Ring of Honor, and they need TV. So therefore, hey, why can't we just have Collision be the Ring of Honor program? And I'm not the only person that's thought of that. I'm pretty sure other people in the internet wrestling community has thought of that as well. Um, but anyway, their thoughts of a training facility, I guess it was out of their budget. Mm, seems like somebody's looking at the books already. So, yeah, I wouldn't totally worry about it. If TNA was able to survive, I mean, right now they're thriving, they're getting popular, of course. I mean, they were starting to kind of be on the upswing before their partnership with WWE, but their partnership with WWE is helping as well. But if TNA can survive after uh, just going from network to network to network to network to network, then I'm pretty sure AEW can survive that as well. It's just that it's going to be a steep climb up like TNA was. Because I'm like I said, not 100% saying it will happen, but let's just say it shouldn't surprise anybody if when those big time contracts come up this time around and somebody's looking at the books going, we can't do this. If we can't, afford a training facility, they sure as hell can't afford some of those contracts. Just say that. Even though they signed Andrade, which he might not be able to wrestle for a year now because when he appeared on the what was the 6th anniversary show, that was a breach of his 90 or 30-day no compete clause. So looks like he might, or is it 30-day or 90-day, whatever. Now it might be 12 months. So uh, and why he was released, I think there's been, I don't know what brought about it. It was either he um, between no showing and failing the wellness um, policies of the WWF or WWE. That's what got him let go. But either way, he appeared on there, and I mean that was the only shocking part about Andrade appearing was, wow, has it been 90 days or 30 days already? And it wasn't. Um, but now they got that in a mess, and uh, my opinion, my guess, he was there to make an appearance, attack Kenny Omega. They have a match. He puts Omega over. Then flounder after that. I mean, that is AEW's motto. So um, that's what AEW does. All right. We'll talk more about AEW here in a few minutes. Let's talk about the Dudleys. So this past weekend's Bound for Glory, one of the big marquee matchups was the Dudley Boys versus the Hardy Boys. One final table. Uh, Matt and Jeff Hardy successfully retained the TNA World and NXT Tag Team Championships after defeating Team 3D, the Dudley Boys, Bully Ray, and Devon in a one final table match at Bound for Glory. The Hardys sealed the victory by putting Bully Ray through a table and an emotional conclusion to the long-running rivalry between the legendary teams. Before the bell, brother Spike Dudley appeared and embraced Bully Ray and Devon in a heartfelt moment of unity. Once the action began, Team 3D gained the upper hand early, connecting with their trademark 3D on Jeff Hardy through a table, though the match continued since the deciding moment required an offensive move to send the opponent through the table. Momentum shifted when the Hardys turned their attention on Devon. They positioned him on a table at the entranceway, setting up one of their trademark high-risk maneuvers. Jeff Hardy climbed the ladder, launched himself off, crashing Devon through the sharing table below. With Devon incapacitated, Matt and Jeff directed their focus toward Bully Ray inside the ring. The Hardys battered Bully Ray with repeated chair shots before setting up a table. Bully Ray tried to fight back and nearly powerbombed Jeff through a table, but Matt quickly pulled away, saved his brother. The brothers then unleashed a flurry of chair shots before finally sending Bully Ray crashing through a table to secure the win. Now, after the match, TNA President Carlos Silva entered the ring, presented Matt and Jeff with their championship belts. In a touching post-match moment, Bully Ray and the recovering Devon returned to the ring, embracing the Hardys. Team T3 then removed their wrestling boots, handed them to Matt and Jeff, and quietly left the ring as the crowd applauded, marking a symbolic passing of the torch as the Hardys celebrated their victory. So I think this makes it official now. Both the Dudley Boys now, Devon and Bubby Ray, are officially retired. Man, it would have been cool to have Christian and Edge in this match as well, because those three teams, they made a lot of history together. Had a lot of great matches, especially during that time where, I mean, especially in WWE at the time, or F at the time, because Vince it was known that Vince didn't too much care for tag team wrestling, but now you have like tag teams there. You had the Hardys, you had the Dudleys, you had Edge and Christian. You had two cool, uh, you know, and sometimes they just drift off and just put two people together, and there you go. You be a tag team, and and whatnot. But when you finally get some bona fide tag teams in there, acolytes, that's another thing, or APA. That was part of that WWF tag team roster at the time. But those three tag teams, especially together in table ladders and chairs matches, actually, kind of brought up tag team division during that Attitude Era time. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. Last time my phone was kind of going off like that. That was somebody telling me that I was offline. So, but yeah, cheerful moment. Like I said, I did see that the the showdown match between the Hardys and the NXT Tag Team Champions at the time. Uh, Maybe it's time for the Hardy Boys to think about. It's time to wrap things up as well. But did not see the pay per view, did not see this match, but her, for what it was pretty good. I think it'd be one of those things where the crowd probably made it better than what it actually was, but in the moment made it better than it actually was. So, but congratulations to the Dudleys. Had a great career, multi-time uh, ECW, WWE, TNA tag team champions. I don't consider them former. I know in the books they're considered WCW tag team champions, but it wasn't the WCW at the time. It wasn't the real WCW. Now, when they were ECW, they were, it was the ECW. Um, Now, when they came WCW tag team champions, it was just, man, we just got this brand and we got these, we bought these belts, so we might as well use them on TV. That's pretty much how I feel about that whole invasion crap at the time. Excuse me. All right, let's see. Oops. Now let's jump right back on AEW and talk about Wrestle Dream. Wrestle Dream is this Saturday, October 18th. It's take place at the, what did I say, the Chaffetz Arena in St. Louis, Missouri. Um, Pretty decent card. I'm pretty sure this ain't all the matches. Just kind of briefly some of the matches. At least half the matches. So, knowing AEW, they probably throw in about 4 or 5 more. But let's get going for a Saturday night tailgate brawl, basically pre-game show match. Penelope Ford, Megan Bain versus Willow Nightingale and Holly Cameron. This, let's see, maybe Willow and Holly will win, but I'm not a huge fan of Harley. I mean, I watched some AEW last night, and it's like, gosh, you need more Harley Quinn. You had Mercedes Moné on there talking about her being 10 belt or Ultimo Monet now, because that's how many Ultimo Dragon had. So it's Ultimo Monet now. 10 belt Monet. But didn't have an appearance by Harley Cameron. So she's getting better, a little bit better in the ring. But again, this is one of those deals where if they had a training facility or a couple independent developmental centers, and they could go, hey, go work over here for a while. We'll be here Wednesday. We'll fly you over here Wednesday, but for the week, stay over here, do their wrestling school, and be at their shows and wrestle at their shows, and kind of get seasoned a little bit more. Then every Wednesday we'll see what you kind of learn every week. Then we can progress from there, because she is very entertaining, I think, to watch. But like Tony Storm, that as soon as anything gets halfway decent, they kind of run it to the ground. I think the Tony Storm thing's kind of run itself to the ground. It's kind of ran its course. Need a little bit of break from that. in my opinion. But hopefully, I'm hoping Willow and Harley Quinn wins this one out. But I wouldn't be surprised uh, if Penelope and Megan wins this because I'm not sure what a star maker or a, a potential star, Megan Bain, even though she's a little snug, gonna be a little rough, but she had a reaction when she first came out, and unfortunately, man, this should be on the main show. But another, I guess, pregame match is FTR going against Jet Speed. I just don't care for Jet Speed. Hopefully FTR can pull this one out. But yeah, uh, yeah, I mean, did I say they might did pull the upset on a ladder match, which I would have pulled the trigger on that one. You've been pushing this team. I mean, it's a ladder match. It's their forte, high flying, death defying, high risk. Ladder match. What you typically want to see in a ladder match, and this is their ammo here. So, or their mo here. So let's they should have won it there, but either way, yeah, I think FTR should win this one. Now to the main one. For the TNT Championship, we got Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. Should be a decent match here. Right now, I got Kyle Fletcher holding on. Nothing against Mark Briscoe, but we're trying to make a star here. Let's let Kyle Fletcher have a good run with it. He's going to defend at the pay-per-view. He needs to defend it on Wednesdays and on Collision as well, since you do have that show. Need to show the world that this star in the making can handle the grind. Work 3 nights a week, sometimes 4, or 2 nights a week, sometimes 3. No problem with that. I mean, y'all do a pretty good job making a big deal if somebody does wrestle twice in 1 week. So why not be one of your champions? And like I said, a star in the making. Then we got for the AEW World Tag Team Championship is Bandito, and Brody King versus Don Callis' family, Kensuke Takeshita, and I gotta read my notes. I can't read blurry. Konosuke Okada and Konosuke Takeshita. I would love to see Okada and Takeshita win this one, but I think maybe Takeshita is going to be a little busy now in Japan, defending the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. But I think it'd be kind of entertaining to have them win, and knowing that they kind of just don't get along too well. Each of them feel they're still the top dog in Japan. So, or Okada feels that he's still the top dog in Japan, or the top Japanese wrestler in the world. And Takeshita is the IWGP champion now. Some interesting stuff. You can throw the belts on them. Reluctant partners, even though they're in the same group as well, the Don Callis family. Just don't see why. I don't think you gain anything from Brody King and Bandito being tag team champions. Like I said, I thought the ladder match, Jet Speed probably should have won that one. if you're pushing them, hey, let them win their type of match here. But um, but for namesake, but I'm pretty sure this is where one gonna be one of those matches where the tension of Okada and Takeshita will probably get the better of them, and Brodito will probably wind up pulling it off. In a what they call this blood and guts match, it is. Oops, where'd it go? Where'd it go? It is Jamie Hayter versus Tekla. Um, I have Jamie Hayter win this one, even though I think the other chick they just sprung her in, uh, kind of brung her in as a mystery thing and kind of a sort of a big deal. So I think she should win it, but um, I mean she did attack Jamie Hayter and injure her uh, for a little bit. So hey, you got to get your comeuppance too. So maybe this is where Jamie Hayter gets her comeuppance. Six man, or excuse me, trios. They said we have trios tag matches. Trios. It is the Demand, Ricochet, and the Agonies, or Gates of Agony versus the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP. Just a regular trios match. Again, well, I mean, I don't know. I did highlight Hurt Syndicate winning this one. I'd almost say, put the Demand over. Uh, Again, maybe this should have been Gates of Agony versus Hurt Syndicate tag title match and have the Gates of Agony go over, but uh, I guess they're trying to um, set one of these teams up to, I guess, to go up against the Ops for the trios tag titles. The Ops were baby faces, Hurt Syndicate sort of baby faces, kind of tweeners, but nobody boos them. Um, so it might be the Demand winning this one, so they can get set up, go up against the Ops for those trios tag team championships. And of course, it is AEW, so ain't like they're gonna do anything make sense. All right, tag team, or just a straight up tag team match for $500,000. Boy, that'll buy a lot of tennis shoes, won't it? Uh, it is the Young Bucks versus the Jurassic Express. I really don't. I get. I did highlight. I rather see the Young Bucks win this. I just don't care for Jack Perry, but as a fan, I, I have no skin in this game. Uh, yeah, I highlighted Young Bucks winning this one so they can get the 5K so they can buy themselves some new sneakers. However, or and new interest music and pyro and all that good stuff because apparently their angle here is they're lacking cash flow. But you got the reunited Jurassic Express, Jack Perry, Dylan's baby boy, and Luchasaurus. Um, Maybe they win it, get the 500K. A lot of dino snacks. Yeah, you can buy a lot of dino snacks. A lot of dino snacks. Maybe a razor, gym membership for the other guy, for little Dylan. Maybe some more training, maybe. But yeah. Or maybe some real glass so he can just jump in some real glass anytime he wants to. Cry me a river. Then for the AEW Women's World Championship, the champion Chris Statlander versus Tony Storm. This is a no-brainer here. Chris Statlander's got to go over. You got the belt on her. Let her go over. First time meeting, first defense. I think either the first or second defense. Statlander's got to go over. I mean, this is nothing against Tony Storm, but of course, last time I sat there and went, "Hey, Statlander's got to go over." Mercedes Moné beat her for a second time. So, but yeah, I mean, unless they're planning on having another match soon, so Statlander get her win back and get the title back. Statlander wins this one. Give Tony a break. Let Chris Statlander hold on to the belt for a while. I have no problem with that. And in the I Quit match, it is Darby Allin versus Jon Moxley. Let's see, who did I get on this one? Yeah, I got highlighted here. Darby's gonna win this one because he's not a quitter. He's not gonna say I quit unless they do unless he just beats him to the point to where he can't defend himself. Then a referee stops the match. But it'll be could be a saving grace for Jon Moxley. Let's go back to 1985, Starrcade 85. Darby does something to Jon Moxley, referee says, and he just says yes. Now he can go back on TV and say, "Hey, I didn't say I quit. Why did you stop the match for?" I didn't say I quit. Well, the referee asked you, you say yes, but Jon Moxley come back and say, "Hey, but did I say I quit? No, I didn't." So there's a easy out for Jon Moxley. Garbage match, lazy booking. Well, I mean, they have been kind of ever since the whole Death Riders thing came about. This is where it kind of started, Moxley and Darby. So, I guess Moxley thinking, or I guess everybody was thinking, oh, Moxley's going to ask Darby to, join, and it wasn't. It was to give up your championship match, and Darby said no. They had a match. Moxley won. Moxley defeated Bryan Danielson, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, I pencil in Darby to win this one. Yeah, maybe he'll get a blowtorch and I can hear Cornette now. Well, golly gee, Joe King. It's a fucking garbage match. You got Jon fucking Moxley there with Darby fucking Allin. And all it is a bunch of blood and guts and chairs and flips and dips and dives. Bunch of bullshit. God damn. This is bullshit. Sorry, that's my, like I said, I'm kind of in a, well, not kind of, I'm in a hotel room and I think I do have neighbors. But anyway, it is what's going to be. Moxley's going to bleed. Darby's going to bleed. Maybe that's how he gets Jon Moxley to quit. He'll takes a Molotov cocktail and ties Moxley up and threatens to throw it as balls or fancy blow torches, cock and balls or something like that. And Renee goes, no, no, you can't fucking do that. I don't know. I have no fucking clue. Or he has a machete or something. I don't know. Yeah, full of high shit. Yeah. But yeah, either way, um, let's see. I don't know what size arena this is. Probably a 10,000. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll make the 5 to 10,000 people and 100,000 sitting at home going, "This is wrestling," or "Fight forever." AEW fight forever. Which I'm not going to be getting this pay per view because I'm going to a local wrestling show on Saturday. I don't know. Maybe if anybody's interested, I'll think about ordering it and watching it maybe early or Saturday mid to late morning. If anybody's interested, I don't know because it'd be one of those where by the time I even think about it, I'll see all the results and probably won't be as interesting. Come on now. There we go. And for the AEW World Championship is the Hangnail, the drugstore cowboy, Adam Page going against Samoa Joe. Interfere in the Darby and Moxley match or the Joe and Page match. But yeah, the Darby Moxley match. Yeah, there's going. Oh, there's that is a safe bet that somebody's going to interfere. I think it's going to be more than just someone. It's going to be some people getting involved in that shit. But yeah, AEW World Championship, Adam Page versus Samoa Joe. Another kind of no-brainer. Could be a good solid match here. Adam Page definitely needs to go over on this one. Hey, he's your champion now. Nothing against Samoa Joe, but Samoa Joe doesn't need a belt now. He's one half the trios tag team. He's sealed his legacy. He doesn't need another notch in his win column. He's good. Not gonna hurt Samoa Joe not one bit putting over Adam Page. So, I mean, you made him your number one guy, your champion. Now you gotta ride it, like the kids say, ride or die. Ride or die. He's your ride or die partner. So, um, gotta keep with it. Gotta see what happens here. All right. Now that AEW's out of the way, let's go back to the WWE. Last weekend was Crown Jewel in Perth, Australia. Me personally, I thought it was a good show. I dug it. Now, granted, I did keep my expectations at a minimum. But, oh yeah, that's what Joe's supposed to do. Joe's job in that match, no pun intended, is make it look legit, make Paige look good, make Paige look like he had a fight on his hand, and he was able to overcome the more the tougher Samoa Joe to win the match. I hate this fucking chair. But yeah, I think that's what that's Samoa Joe's prime job is to make a man of the cowboy. Ice, ice, baby. Dun 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 dun. Dun. I don't know why that popped in my head all of a sudden. Yeah, I got fucking jokes, all kinds of jokes. But yeah, last week was the Perth. Like I said, I thought this match or this premium live event was pretty good. I dug it. Uh, were they all 5-star matches? Probably. I mean, I don't do the star system thing, nor I pay attention to who gives who stars and stuff like that. I think ESPN gave it a B. I think it's a little bit better than a B, but um, I thought some good stuff here. I mean, probably the worst match of the night was this one, but the thing about it is it was a Samoan street fight. They brought the toys out. They kept the fans involved. They kept the fans, reaction and stuff like that. So therefore, they did what they're supposed to. Didn't have to be pretty doing it. I mean, let's face it, Roman Reigns was never going to give you a 20-star match. Neither is Bronson Reed. But these are just two big, tough SOBs going at it, throwing hands, throwing cricket sticks. But in the match, of course, Jay Uso would have a miscue and Bronson Reed would move out of the way, causing Jay Uso to spear Roman Reigns through a table. They took advantage, of course, and that's how Bronson Reed wins this match. Of course, after the match, that Roman Reigns not happy with the Usos, even though he did need the help. He did need the help because the Vision came down and wreaked havoc, but and put Roman through a table. But the miscue did cause him the match, and and he said, "Hey, I love you guys, but I don't want to see y'all till Christmas." Poor guys. There's obviously a wrestling fan who made it. I guess I saw it on TikTok. It could be on everything now, but she was dressed up as. She did pretty good. Some split screen it, and she was dressed up as the Usos knocking on Roman's door on Thanksgiving, and then when this young lady was who was also dressed up as Roman Reigns opened the door, yeah, didn't want to see y'all too. I said not till Christmas and shut the door. Um, I thought it was kind of funny, but yeah. So Bronson Reed wins this one. Like I said, decent match for what it was. Yeah, like I said, I buy him as being a just a big old tough dude who could do suicide dives. I probably would tell the guy not to do that. It's like first of all, you too big. You don't need to be doing that. Second of all, one of these days your big ass is gonna fly through there. For years Samoa Joe did it too. So uh, let's just hope that somebody he doesn't go too fast in one day and fly through everybody. But he's gonna be upper mid card. I think in his late run, he's going to be considered like Sheamus is that stable, fight time, big fight feel type wrestler. I think that's what Bronson. I don't think he'll be a undisputed champion or a world champion, tag team champion, or U.S. champion, IC champion. I can see that, but late part of his career, well during the mid part, crowd might even turn him babyface. Like I said, that Sheamus, big tough guy, who wants to fight today? type wrestler. That's why I see him Bronson Reed. Now, I'm not Bronson Reed's number one fan, but I do see that potential. Well, that's why you got somebody who can do the talking for him. You got Paul Heyman doing the talking for him. Right now. Uh, I mean, I wouldn't say Sheamus is the most charismatic dude. I mean, he's got his funny moments. And like I say, you're just seeing this side of Bronson Reed. So who knows? Maybe they can. I mean, of course, they don't have a Vince McMahon there to pull it out of them. But I mean, we'll just see. I mean, like I said, I don't think he's going to be a world champion or anything like that. But I think he's going to have a good, solid career. Possibly the next Rusev. But I don't know. I was more of a fan of Russo though. Rusev's dude's bad. All right. Next up, we had the uh, match, the champion versus champion. Winner takes the Crown Jewel Women's Championship. Yes, I mean, give it time. I mean, I I guess because I trust them. They obviously see something. Somebody obviously sees something that we don't see in Bronson Reed. That's why he's giving that. Uh, I mean, it's a main event spot. Well, we'll get into that later. But you're with Paul Heyman. You're partnered up with definitely the future WrestleMania main event, whatever. Uh, top star Braun Breaker. You're partnered up with him. You're in the main event spot. They put him in that main event spot. So uh, obviously they see something to where, yeah, we're gonna put you in here. You're gonna be, like I said, talk a little bit more about that later. But he's kind of, I I would say, I guess he's gonna be your new enforcer. Breakers your, and, he's kind of been doing enforcer type stuff. He's your blue chipper. I mean, they say in the promos, the future of the business, the future of the company, uh, and he is. I believe he is. Future, like I said, multi-time world champion, undisputed champion, WrestleMania main events, name it. He's gonna be your dude. But now, getting off on off Bronson Reed and go put the focus back on Bronson Reed or Braun Breaker, putting it back on Bronson Reed. They put him in that spot for a reason. I don't think so. Ooh. I think my neighbors are banging. Good thing I got the noise canceling shit on, or they're arguing. Oh, they're just making racket. They're not banging. Thank goodness. I felt, I felt icky there. My virgin ears can't hear that kind of stuff. La 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 la. Anyway, I don't think Breaker's injured. Like I said, we'll talk more about Breaker and the Vision. Um, yeah, yeah, because I mean, like I said last week, I didn't think only reason I think Bronson Reed beat um, Roman Reigns, but he had help. But now that's the thing too. Bronson Reed got the help. I think ultimately, clean pinfall, everything. Braun Breaker would get that push or get that rub for being a guy who cleanly pins Roman Reigns. But other than Reed was in his home country, and why not? And like I said last week, they've had change of writers, and I do see things kind of. And sometimes you hate seeing this, especially from WWE, who's uh, kind of known for not doing this, especially in their main event programs. This is um, kind of just not. I hate to use a no pun intended finish the story. Um, but now there's been excuses. Like I said, we'll talk more about the vision in a few minutes here, but um, I mean, like I said, he's in that main event storyline part of it, because he's with Seth Rollins, who's uh, right now the world champion, or was with Seth Rollins. Now, like I said, let me. I'll get. We'll talk about that a little later. Let's finish this part up first. But anyway, so yeah, for the Crown Jewel Women's Championship, the uh, WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton went up against the WWE Women's World Champion Stephanie Van Keur. Probably one of the better matches that Tiffany's been in lately. And that's, I mean, uh, gotta give that credit to Stephanie Van Keur, who really hasn't had any crappy matches. So uh, they worked well together. Maybe Stephanie being a veteran knows where she has to be and how. I mean, there's a couple spots there where like, ooh, that could have ended up bad. But other than that, like I said, one of probably the better matches Tiffany Stratton's been in lately. I mean, let's face it, the uh, Stratton Flair match was not that good. The one where Jay Cargill, not that good. Anytime with Nia Jax, and that's mhm, that that's kind of get to the point where now it's kind of solidified that she needs a good dance partner to have good matches. As of right now in her career, maybe she'll get better. Um, just that between her and Charlotte Flair, that just did not click well at all. Don't know I don't know if this just the real tension or something like that. Sometimes that real tension can bring out the best in people, or the best in the match. But Tiffany and Charlotte didn't quite do it. But it was Stephanie Van Keur winning the Crown Jewel Championship, and it looks like they're setting up her and Roxanne Perez as her first opponent. That could be interesting. Be some good matches. Now this, was a fun match to watch. I'll say it. This was a fun match to watch. John Cena, AJ Styles. Of course, John Cena went over on this one. And I give some people some slack for, doing what they did in this match, doing other people's moves and stuff like that. But we all know John Cena, you know, uh, 5 moves of doom and stuff like that. But he usually, whoever he's in there with, they make it work. AJ Styles, what can you say about AJ Styles? He has plenty of moves in his repertoire. Um, but they just went out there and just looked like they was kind of have fun doing it. Kind of like a tribute to everybody. Shawn Michaels, Bray Wyatt, um, Sting, even. Of course, at the end, the Undertaker, where John Cena, Tombstone pile drive AJ Styles and picked him up in the AA, and that's what secured the win for John Cena. But uh, a fun match to watch. I mean, that's all I can say about this one. Uh, and that's what I said in my review, in my recap. So after this, if you haven't watched my Crown Jewel Perth recap, after this, go back and check it out. And also check out the this week's Raw recap, where we'll talk about the next subject. Oh, come on. Oops. Here, won't we do this? There we go. And this was another good match. I did like this one. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky versus Kabuki Warriors. Like I said, solid match. Crowd loves Io. Of course, the hometown girl, Rhea Ripley, came to her back to the home country, and she got a hell of a reception. Good solid match here. Uh, in the beginning, they kind of like the Boogie Warriors did attack Io and Rhea. Then, of course, they bounced back, and then we had a little sequence there in the beginning where it was just Io and Asuka, and they did pretty good. I actually want to see more of that. I want to see a good, uh, solid singles match between Io and Asuka. Let's have it. Let's do it. I think it'd be great, especially at this point in Io's career. She, like I said, as far as any woman or any wrestler, pound for pound, man or woman, she is probably the best in ring performer. I mean, I think they have the PWI or is it 50 women? If she's not number one, something wrong. If they put anybody in AEW number one, um, I mean, especially if it's Monet, come on. I mean, not saying Monet hasn't had good matches, but Io's head above, as far as in ring talent than Monet is. And I'm putting that with like some of the guys too. I mean, Io's been doing great stuff this year. And hey, okay. This is okay, bad joke alert. Hey, she worked with Kairi Sane and did not get hurt, so I should tell you how good she is. Come on, that was bad. That was bad. Bad, 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 bad. But Rhea Ripley and Io Sky will win this one. Uh, Kairi Sane took the big boot from Rhea Ripley. Took one for the team, pushed Asuka out of the way, then suffered a riptide, then the over the moonsault from Io Sky. 1, 2, 3. Io and Rio wins this one. Like I said, good solid match here. Then of course your main event was for the men's Crown Jewel Championship. It was the undisputed champion Cody Rhodes versus the World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins. I guess they don't want to use Nux or chains. They decided to use a Rolex watch, and Seth Rollins used a Rolex watch as the ref got bumped a little bit, nailed Cody Rhodes, did one stomp, then pulled him to the corner and climb up on the middle turnbuckle, and did a super stomp for the win. And Seth Rollins is your Crown Jewel champion. Now, from what I'm like reading, maybe this is a legit injury. When Seth Rollins did the coast to coast headbutt, flying headbutt on Cody, which looked great by the way. Apparently he injures himself doing that move, and if you watch Monday, you seen where beginning of the show, Seth, was talking trash about everybody. Roman Reigns saying, look, he needed a shield, and then the bloodline for his success. Cody Rhodes needed Seth Rollins to defeat Roman Reigns. Even Bronson Reed needed Seth's guidance to defeat Roman Reigns. And Seth himself, he said, hey, I don't need anybody. Never need anybody. I don't need Bronson Reed. Don't need Braun Breaker. So at the end of the show, they had a three-way to determine the number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship: CM Punk, Jey Uso, and LA Knight. Of course, the Punkster won. The Punkster is running wild. So he's the number one contender. Of course, the Vision came out, attacked them. And of course, after when they started rolling credits, and all of a sudden, bam! Braun Breaker nails a spear on Seth Rollins. Gets into Bronson Reed's face. Say, hey, you either with me or you're not with me. The choice is yours. So Reed made his choice, slid Seth Rollins to the corner, hit the tsunami splash, and that's when Braun Breaker got, grabbed on Paul Heyman and said, hey, you're either with me or you're not. And then Paul Heyman raised both their hands. He was kind of shocked and wondering why they did it and why Breaker did it. And he's like, okay, I'm just going to go with the winner here so far. And so I don't know if, not for sure, if anybody knows who's listening to comments or the chats, if Seth Rollins right now is legitimately hurt. Are they going to take the world title off from him? Is it just a temporary kind of, not a year-long injury or anything like that? Just kind of a, maybe a month or two. Like I said, it just seems to me they're changing things really quickly. And I kind of like I said, when you grew up watching the territories like I did, especially like now when you watch it when you finally got older and kind of rest up and watch the shooting reviews and kind of understand things a little better. When certain people come in, it's probably means they got the book and stuff like that. Then they'll go somewhere and it's like, okay, all of a sudden we're gonna have these drastic storyline changes. Case in point, sometimes in Memphis, hey, Dutch Mantel, bad motherfucker, he's a babyface. Just had a feud, still a babyface, but a new booking regime comes in, say Robert Fuller. Of course, he's going to bring his guys like Jimmy Golden and whoever, and of course he keeps Dutch. He likes Dutch. He's always it seems like wherever Robert went, if Dutch wasn't there, he'd be Robert would bring him in. So, but obviously for some reason Robert Fuller would like see him as a heel, so he'd like quickly change something, make him a heel, and so on and so forth. I'm using like Memphis as I'm not saying this happened at one time, but I'm just using as as a comparison what I've seen before. But you just kind of see things change twice or change kind of quickly, and especially when they bring in other people and people kind of like, well, where they go. And of course, it's not really happening here in the WWE or any of the top corporate wrestling companies, AEW, or AEW, WWE, or national companies, not billionaire companies. There we go. A or AEW, WWE, but last week we learned that they're bringing in new writers and stuff like that. So I don't know if it's just that they bring in these new writers to trying to come in with new ideas and see what happens, and it's like some reason they look at this and say didn't think it was really working. It's kind of hard when everybody keeps singing the heel song, and your heel embraces that. It's like, uh, that's where you got to be a heel and say, tell the fans shut the hell up. Hey, you're on Netflix. Shut the fuck up. I am Seth fucking Rollins, and I'll tell you when you can sing my song. Or kind of change the music not to include that. Um, but uh, maybe they seen something that wasn't working, and then okay, let's go ahead and make a change right now. Not sure if they're gonna have a new leader. Which we kind of did see this also. Also, I say that. Also, we kind of did see this before when the Judgment Day was just started, because it was Edge, the leader, Rhea Ripley, and Damian Priest. Then, um, I think it was AJ Styles. Edge got the win over AJ Styles, and um, they were kind of celebrating. All of a sudden, Damian Priest attacked Edge and kicked him out of his own group that he leaded, and then Finn Balor became the leader of Judgment Day, and they brought in Dominic Mysterio. So it was uh, Dominic, Damian, Rhea, Finn Balor, and that's how they switch. So I don't know if that's what they're planning on doing. I don't know if it's could this be one of those things where, okay, we'll kick Seth Rollins out and have, say, CM Punk be the new leader, or LA Knight be the new leader, or do a huge swerve? And like I said, this reason I think it's the storyline and booking type deal, because there seems like they're slowly trying to turn Jey Uso to a heel, even though he was a top, merch seller. People love the dude. I think it's a little, my personal opinion, I think it's a little too soon to be trying to turn him heel. But um, but yeah, what if it's a big swerve, and now Jey Uso is the leader of the Vision, um, or um, Braun Breaker's the leader. He's going to step up, be that leader. Have Bronson Reed as the enforcer, like I said. Um, I can see him in that role, and not sure. I think it's just. I think I just seen a glimpse on one of those BS wrestling sites that again, you got to take what they give with a grain of salt, a small grain of salt, like a small, like, piece of the salt. And they name dropped Austin Theory. So would Austin Theory be back as a leader? I don't think so, because um, let's just face it. Once it kind of got out there that uh, before the whole Vince McMahon controversy happened, Vince was there. The word got out that Austin Theory was a guy that Vince wanted to push to the moon, make a top star, and all these fuckwads that don't no talent when they see it. Oh, I mean, go on there now. They've changed their mind against Austin Theory. Now it's like, ooh, Triple H dropped the ball on Austin Theory. It's like, no, you fans just shit on him. But I digress. Don't mean to get on soapbox about that. But anyway, that's one thing me and Jim Cornette agree on. I think during Adam Page's first run, Austin Theory was there and having great matches with people. I mean, dude's timing and everything was off the charts. The kid could freaking work. And Jim Cornette said, Austin Theory, who's not, I don't even think he was U.S. champion yet, is a better worker than the AEW World Champion, which is Adam Page at the time. This is Adam Page's first run. I was like, Jim Cornette, I agree with you on that one. But a lot of the wrestling stuff I do agree. Even though I don't listen to a show, I might listen to a clip here and there, but I don't listen to the complete shows. And I mentioned before, when I watch Raw or Dynamite or anything like that, I don't listen to any of those. That way, I can have not my opinion influenced in any way. It's like, okay, I'm just a fan, dude. Let's keep with my opinion here. But anyway, again, I digress. But I don't think he'll come back as a leader. Probably come back as a tag team partner with Bronson Reed. Kind of reestablish him being probably that up and coming star again. Hopefully, I think might have been rumors he was going to come in anyway and be under Seth Rollins, which again don't know if it's just because Seth Rollins injured or they just want to change it up, want to go ahead and hey, let's and it's kind of hard to push Braun Breaker too because the fans seem to dig Braun Breaker. They like to bark, just like with his dad. I mean, it's fun. I mean, Braun Breaker had success, of course, in NXT. From what I was reading, the crowd of NXT was kind of souring on him. But now he's in the main roster, and they kind of pushing him right. They, gave him an IC title run, two small little runs, and now he's in this group. And who knows what's going to happen now? I guess this is how they're going to make it interesting. Nobody really seen that coming. But like I said, they kind of did this with the Judgment Day at one time. So I don't know, like I said, if it's just the new riders or Seth Rollins hurt or anything else. Have no clue whatsoever. And before I get out here, pretty much watching this live, I need some horror movie ideas. I watched the well actually this weekend I know I'm not working Saturday. Or okay. I'm pretty sure I'm not working Saturday. So I'll probably have a little time at home Saturday. So I might watch the Ed Gein show, movie, miniseries, whatever you want to call it. Probably check that out. But let's see, I think last week I watched. Oh, what did I watch? Oh, come on. I know I watched the first Friday the 13th. Well, actually, the first two. I watched a movie called Demonic. It was okay. I watched an kind of an old 80s movie, but I can't remember the name of it. Cannot name it. It's on the tip of my tongue. I think it's one of those movies that I seen kind of like people on YouTube like ranking what do you call it? Underrated horror movies of the 80s, and this was one of them, but can't think of the name of it now. But anyway, I think that's going to conclude this week's Spot Show live stream. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Like I said, if you didn't watch this live, give me your comments. What do you think the whole Seth Rollins Vision deal is? Anyway, what are your thoughts? What do you think? Are you looking forward to Wrestle Dream this Saturday? What matches are you looking forward to? Give us a Dudley Boyce memory if you have any Dudley Boyce memory. My Dudley Boyce memory is Uh, them almost causing a riot at the Cobb County Center in. Yeah, okay, is that the one in the '80s or is that the? Wait a minute, is that the anthology one from a few years ago? Or is that there was? God, there's been so many Trick or Treat movies. Yeah, 'cause I remember there was like one with. Wasn't there one with Gene Simmons? Can't remember. But I wish I remember. So oh yeah, so Trick or Treat's the anthology one that came out a few years ago, kind of recently. Oh, I won't say recently, recently. Definitely not in the '80s. I think I've seen that. I've already seen that once. That was actually pretty good. Oh, okay. Oh, that's the one. Okay, that's the one in the '80s. Gene and I ain't seen that movie in forever. Might have to dust off the Fire Stick on that one. I'll have to pull up my damn Amazon account because I watched it on Amazon Prime. Wish I, but it it was okay. It wasn't great. Oh, I do remember. Okay, another thing I watched this weekend. Okay, it's nothing great, but kind of it wasn't bad. It was the Maniac Cop series. It's on Amazon. I knew I will remember it. That wasn't the movie I'm thinking about, but the other movies I did watch this past weekend was the Maniac Cop series. Maniac Cop 1, 2, and 3. uh, man, it's got some good stuff in it. If you like the slasher movies, stuff like that, it kind of has some. Besides the Maniac Cop dude, um, uh, sort of grounded at the time. Well, okay, wasn't too grounded. He did, you know, he did throw ash, almost clear across a warehouse. But yes, if you have Amazon Prime or whatever, if you've never seen the Maniac Cop series, it's pretty decent. I dug it. It's campy. It's pretty good. But yeah, that's my Deli Boys memory right there. Um, oh, telling that dude's girlfriend where their hotel room is and what number or what hotel they're staying at, what room they're in. Uh, I mean, yeah. Stuff you probably couldn't definitely couldn't get away with saying, especially the age of smartphones and video phones. If you heard what Bubba was saying that night, oh my gosh, he would be canceled. But the only thing I know is they pissed off the crowd. They went to drinks. I got a little bit on me, but I think Ricky got the worst of it. If I remember correctly, I think poor Ricky got the worst of it. I mean, even though we were all standing together, somehow he just got the worst of it. But yeah, if anything's remembered that night, it was the damn Dudleys. Those damn Dudley boys. But anyway, like I said, about to get out of here. Gotta pack everything up, get packing, load up in the morning, work. Then actually, I gotta go to the office first, then head home. Where, hey, don't forget tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Be there for Wrestling Gold Friday night, where we talk about the good old days of professional wrestling, back when wrestling was wrestling and wrestling was real. Because damn it, it is still real to us. I need to put that on a shirt. Anyway, yeah, tomorrow night, the watch along will be the fourth Super or Cotton Bowl extravaganza by World Class Wrestling. It was in '87. And I think this is when Kerry Von Erich was coming back from his motorcycle accident. There's a little segment with that. And I think it's the video I got on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's pretty edited, like an hour long. So, um, I think it had like 3 or 4 matches on, or besides the Kerry thing, about maybe 5 or 6 matches on it. But I kind of do remember watching it when it came on back in the day. But anyway, yes, and come back for that one. Other than that, you folks have a good one. Take it easy. And until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.
Ronald Ray here saying thank you for checking out my video. If you don't mind, go ahead and click that thumbs up button, leave a comment, and share this video with family and friends. I would also appreciate it if you would subscribe to RP2 Vision, where I cover the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. Now don't forget to click the notification bell as well, so you'll be notified when my other weekly content is available, like Wrestling Trivia Tuesday, WWE Raw Recap, and AEW Dynamite Recap. I also have 2 live streams. Every Thursday at 8 p.m., it's Spot Show Live Stream, where I discuss the latest news in professional wrestling. And on Friday nights at 8 o'clock p.m., it's Wrestling Gold Friday Night, where I discuss the good old days of professional wrestling. When wrestling was wrestling, wrestling was real because it's still real to us. Folks, have a good one and take it easy.